Hello, and welcome back to episode 4 of our Kenshi Rock Bottom series. After having run our hat and robotic business for nearly 2 months, we have over 1 million cats. At this point, I don't think we can grow any more by staying in a city, so I'm going to send Austin to the Empire's capital, where we will make a sizable donation to the Emperor's coffers. Just run through the desert right quick. And that should make us allied with the Empire and all the factions that it is composed of. So when we go out and form our own city, we don't have to worry about being harassed by the Empire. Quite the opposite. They will send troops to us to defend us. Alright, this right here is the palace. And I'm not going to speak to the Emperor himself. He's pretty useless. So I'll be talking to Coin, who is his butler. I probably shouldn't call him that. But anyway, he'll take our donation and organize our alliance. We don't want the samurai to think we're part of the common rabble, after all. This will also prevent the Empire from coming to collect taxes from us. So really, we're just sort of paying our taxes up front. Might be a nice way of saying it. There's the guy. The guy sitting on the throne, that's Emperor Tengu. He runs the whole thing. But there's sort of a theme with the Empire is that all their nobles are so useless. It's the people under them that actually run the Empire. Which is why we're giving our money to this guy. I think if we talked to the Emperor ourselves, he'd send us on some fool's errand. Because nobles like it when normal people get killed. And he's giving us several options here for joining the Empire. We're going to choose money because we sold so many hats and so many robotics that we're filthy rich. If you can make it in the Empire, you can make it anywhere. And seeing all the factions now are our friends. We might possibly have made some enemies, but as long as we don't make enemies with the Holy Nation, I think we'll be okay. Alright, it's my hope that back at the base, everyone is packing up their stuff, because as soon as Austin gets back, we're gonna start running for Bast, which is a location I had scouted out. Alright, we'll head home and gather up the whole party. It is really a long walk. Like a really long walk. But we're back. Wake up, everyone. It's time to go. Grab as much food and supplies as you can carry. Mostly food. Jabrick and Roscoe are going to be loaded with as much gear as they can take. Everyone's going to take food and medicine, because I foresee savage butt whoopings in our future. We've got the whole party together, and we will head to Stout, where we will stop for supplies, because we need to see if we can find more people to join us. And we only move as fast as the slowest person. Some of the people in the party have never left town, so they're struggling under the weight of their gear. And David is not one of those people. Get back here, David. Thank you for your cooperation, David. Alright, now we can begin our slow trek across the desert. And again, traveling at night so that creatures won't be able to see us from far off. Although we're traveling so thickly, most people shouldn't give us any trouble. Not if they know what's good for us. You hear that, giant bugs? You stay over there. Just kidding, those bugs could totally take us. We've got samurai, who are our allies now. We no longer have any night cover, but I think we can see the city off in the distance. Man, we are slow, but even while doing this, while carrying all this gear across the desert, increases our athletics and our strength. And there's a lot of people out in the desert today, all of them friendly with us. Who knew being friends with the Empire means that everyone in the Empire is your friends? Best 100,000 cats we've ever spent. Everyone should just do that. No wonder it's illegal to be poor in the United Cities. Nope, just more friendly people. It's a really nice day today. Okay, that's not friendly. Alright, let's spread out. We'll try our first real combat. Alright, we're under tactical mode. Everyone, surround it. And then we'll close in on it. Come on, first combat. Alright, surrounded. Engage. I don't foresee any problems with this. We're overdue for a butt whooping. Oh wow, it's really pounding David. Alright, David is reduced to using Kung Fu as his sword arm appears to be broken. Don't worry, as long as one person survives the fight, he can heal up the rest of them. But I think, since we're just so unskilled in combat, we're mostly relying on Jabrick and Roscoe to do a lot of the damage here. But this is good. Getting damage gives us toughness. Tending to horrible injuries also increases first aid skill. And we're going to take this creature's meat. Waste not, want not. Although we're already almost as loaded up as we can be. And we're just going to stop here. We're just going to check their slave market, just to see if we can help anybody out. In this game, the way slavery works is you sort of just free the guy, you pay for his freedom, and then hope that when the guards aren't looking, he doesn't run for it. And we're going to see if we can pick up a hiver drone or two, as they make very good farmers and eat very little food. Really, they're the ideal workers. But they are quite frail. So we're going to go buy these two guys and hope that they will join us out of pure gratitude. It could happen. But I would say on the whole, recruiting people by purchasing their freedom is not very cost efficient. It's easier to just hire people, unless you're going to pull a total tin fist and come and just wipe out slavery. Then you'll have tons of people trying to join your cause, I assume. But you would be enemies of the state, of the largest country on the planet. And some people, that's the way they like to play. The empire is their enemy, and they try to abolish slavery. Which, because of how Kenshi's world works, usually means lots and lots of people starve, because slavery is how they make all the cheap food in the empire. We've got nomads selling animals, but we don't need any animals at this time. And, alright, one of the slaves has abandoned us, calling us fools and running off into the desert to fend for himself. The other guy is being a real stand-up fellow, so I think we're going to treat him like a freeman. I guess he is free. We freed him. Now he can look forward to a lifetime of unpaid servitude. But he'll be free. Alright, our characters are talking about the Bast region, since we've just entered it. The Holy Nation wiped out an entire city here in a day. So we're going to reestablish a city here, because we are pro-empire at the moment. I mean, we spent 100,000 cats being their friends. We're not going to throw that away. All right, here's the spot I scouted. We have wandering slaves, probably trying to escape the empire, because we are on the very edge of it. We're actually trying to extend its borders. But first things first, we're going to need walls, because of where this place is. There will be wandering groups of cannibals, paladins. I don't think there are any wild animals here, actually. Just people that want to eat us or subject us to their religion. There are also, of course, nomads and United Cities armies are also here, trying to reestablish control of the region. But we're just going to try and keep all of them out. Because while we are friends with the United Cities, we did that mostly so they wouldn't bother us. Alright, that should keep the outsides outside. Alright, let's begin building infrastructure. We've got plenty of supplies for buildings and farms. Let's get to it. Alright, our faction's main priority after getting these walls up will be to start developing some food. But seeing as there are literal armies running around, we need to get our defenses up ASAP. So the reason I've constructed the entrance in this sort of cone shape is so that when people come and bang on our gates, all the gunners should have a good angle on them. We'll get a farmhouse and some farming fields set up, because we absolutely do not want to run out of food if we get sieged. Send everyone to work. Everyone comes back to Jabrick and Roscoe for supplies. And again, priority on the defenses. When people start banging on our walls, we're going to want to have some time to defend ourselves. Also start building mining equipment, so when our supplies do run out, we'll be able to replenish iron, copper, and other building materials. Alright, while we're all busy behind our walls, there's literally a huge battle going on over here between the Holy Nation and the United Cities. As I've told you, we're not at war with the Holy Nation, even though we are a member of the United Cities. So hopefully, this will just continue to happen outside our gates. Although we have minorities and women in our faction, so there's always the chance that the Holy Nation will harass our citizens. And possibly try and send them off to Rebirth, which is a slave camp, where they basically make you work until you're no longer a minority. Yeah, that means they work you to death. But their god promises to, what the heck? Did this guy just walk around our walls? Alright. Vemi, Roscoe, and Jabrick are going to beat this guy to death. And then we're going to find out where he came from and make sure this doesn't happen again. Everyone wants some of this. Who wants some impromptu combat training? Not this guy. He's done for. Well, as long as he didn't have any friends, that should be the end of that. As long as we keep fighting people one or two at a time. That seems like an entire squad of outlaw farmers this time. Alright, this might be an actual, real, serious fight to defend our base. People are literally just walking around my walls, and I thought I was clever, building up besides this mountain. Alright, let's see what our people can do. Everyone, fight! Everyone, give it 100%. Oh, we're taking a lot of damage. That is a lot of damage. Some of it comes from Jabrick and Roscoe just being so huge. Oh, I know what it is. Everyone's trying to hit the one guy. Alright, we're going to switch it to free-for-all rules. Oh, Jabrick, you are not looking good. Alright. Stop trying to kill the leader. Every man for themselves. Yeah, that's better. And as soon as I said every man for themselves, Genty runs back to the farm. You know, I say let him. He's just a farmer. He shouldn't have to deal with all this. It's not like he's a subscriber. Subscribe and comment. Maybe Genty could become your character. Which means we'll have to start giving him combat training. Alright, this is a savage butt beating, but it has taught us important things like our walls are awful and our people are awful. But we can fix both of those things. Alright, now we're just mopping them up. Once the fight's been decided, we pretty much just go around and stab the survivors. I assume that's what they did in the old days, walking through battlefields, stabbing people before they can get up. See that farmer back there? He should have stayed down. Although, actually, no, that's not good advice either. They should never have come here. That's what Skyrim bandits say. So we'll say it too. And you see this one guy trying to crawl away? We will literally just have to keep stomping them until they no longer get back up. Alright. We'll assess who's injured. Yep, this fight's already done. We're just getting a little bit more XP by pounding away on the survivors. If they hadn't been in our base when they attacked, they could have limped off somewhere else. But since they're literally in our front yards, we're going to have to put them down. Like animals. You'll notice our party members are wielding very nice weapons. The best money can buy, in fact. We just don't know how to use them yet. Alright, once these guys are all cleaned up, I intend on first fixing the walls so this won't happen again, and sending Vimy and Jobrik out on a supply run, because their legs are uninjured. Yeah, stomp this guy. We need to find some way to get rid of bodies. Alright, I'll send Vimy and Jobrik out to go get supplies. We also need more people, but I haven't received any new comments for party member names, so we're just going to go see if we can find some generic people. Money is no option, so Vimy's just coming into town and she'll buy anything and everything she wants. Mostly we just need building materials, because we don't have enough people to mine. Purchase the stuff and bring it back. And then once Vimy's unloaded that, alright, just walk in. She just walked around the wall. We are going to repair this wall. This is a priority. Repair the wall. Every time Vimy comes back, we can add more infrastructure. But we have no people to operate the infrastructure. Look at this. We've got a workshop we're trying to build here. And there are people fighting all over, all around us, right outside our walls. More infrastructure. A kitchen for the mass production of food. And now we're going to have Vimy visit every single city in the Empire and get anyone and everyone who's available and hire them. Hiring anyone, all generic recruits, any cost, doesn't matter. Everyone. No exceptions. And we're putting them all to work. And there are paladins that were trying to get in our base while we were gone. They are actual dangerous combatants. So we're going to need everyone on the front lines. Let's have our new recruits go back to the mines. But Vimy and Jobrik can get straight to the fighting, since they already have some combat experience. But we do not want to be at war with the Holy Nation. These guys can never be allowed to report the location of our base back, which is why we're going to dump all their bodies over here. It's the right thing to do. Alright. Our base, which doesn't have a name, we need a name for this city-state we've set up. Because we've got all this infrastructure, all the ability to build and process all these materials, and our faction name is still nameless. So we need a faction name, we need a city name, and we need recruit names. So get in those comments. More recruits, more names. And our city will be thriving. Then we can start training up teams of adventurers to send out to get more research. Our base is still pretty primitive. All right, please comment things that you want our base to do and objectives you want us to pursue. Thanks a lot for watching, and thank you for your support.